Namaste children, welcome to your physics class. In the last session, we discussed about the physical quantities and measurement. We completed the chapter. In this session, we will just discuss the question answers and we will move to the next chapter. You can take out your textbook, page number 26. So, I'll just tell you keep on saying the answer, you can mark. If you find any difficulty, you can pause the video and watch it again. Short answer type question. What is density? State its unit. So let's say it again. First point. Density is defined as a ratio of the mass of a body to its volume. State its unit. Kilogram force per cubic meter and gram per cubic centimeter. Kg per cubic meter and gram per cubic centimeter. Name the principle which gives the magnitude of buoyant force acting on a solid body immersed in a liquid. It is Archimedes' principle. Where does the solid weigh more? In air or in liquid? It is in air. What is the density of water in SI units? It is 1000 kg per cubic meter. State Archimedes' principle. So let's say it again. Fourth point. According to this principle, any body partly or wholly immersed in liquid experiences an upward force called upthrust, which is equal in magnitude to the weight of the liquid displaced by the body. Next, long answer type question. First one, when does the body float in a liquid and sink in a liquid? The object will float in a liquid when the density of the object is lesser than or equal to the density of a liquid. Then object will sink when the density of an object is more than the density of liquid. That you write in sentence form. Explain the method applied for determining the density of solid, regular, irregular and liquid. For regular, I have uploaded in Teachment app that PDF. You can refer that. Irregular, page number 23. This full 3 points and this diagram. For liquid, next page, there are 8 points. So 8 points plus this diagram. Next. Boats and ships are floating objects. Explain. So page number 24, right side, last second paragraph. Although it is made, in place of it, you write it as ship and boat are made up of iron and steel, which are material denser than water. A ship floats in the water. This is due to the fact that floating ship displaces a weight of the water equal to its own weight, including that of cargo. Next, pick the correct one. Correct one. It is easier to swim in sea water than in tank water. Option B. Second one, the base of the ship is made heavy. Option C. Third one, the ship on reaching sea from river rises. Option B. Fourth one, correct the option B, that is in place of volume you write decrease. So a submarine decrease its weight to come up in water. The SI unit of density is kg per cubic meter. Option B. Fill in the blanks. A body will sink more in pure water than in sea water. An iron nail sinks in water but can float on mercury. Solids have high density than liquids and liquids have high density than gases. Either you can write high or more. Water is unusual in that it expands and thus decrease in density as it is cooled below 3.98 degrees Celsius. Define the following again density. The first point, Archimedes principle. Fourth point, in let's say it again. International load lines. Fifth point, it is a reference mark located on ship's hull that indicates the maximum depth to which the vessel may be safely immersed when loaded with cargo. Volume, amount of space occupied by an object. It is the amount of space occupied by an object. Mark the statement as true or false. The in SI system, density is measured in gram per cubic centimeter. It is false. It is measured in kg per cubic meter. The volume of an irregular shaped solid can be measured by measuring the volume of water displaced by using Eureka can. True. Mercury exists as a liquid at room temperature. True. Solids have lower density than liquids. False. They have more density than liquids. A piece of wood sinks in water. False. It floats in water. Choose the odd one out. Solid, liquid, density, gas. Answer is density because it is a physical quantity. The rest of them are the states of matter. Fluid, solid, vapor and mass. Mass is a physical quantity but rest of them are phases of substance or states of matter. Wood, cork, ironate, paper. Answer is ironate because it sinks in water. Rest of them floats in water. Ship, boat, submarine, aeroplane. Aeroplane because it is a air transport, rest of them are water transport. But upthrust, buoyant force, pressure, upward force. Answer is pressure because it depends on area, but rest of them do not depend on area. Fill in match the following: units of measurement, mass, length and time. Mercury, metal. Density of irregular solid, Eureka can. International load lines, Plimsoll line. Boats and ships, floating objects. Give one word for the following: a reference mark located on ship's hull that indicates the maximum depth to which vessel may be immersed when loaded with cargo. Plimsoll line or reference line. Load lines. A body experiences an upward force called upthrust. Mass of the substance per unit time is density. When a body is partially or completely immersed in a fluid, it experiences an upward upthrust equal to the weight of the fluid displaced, Archimedes principle. So these are the answers for the exercise question. And numerical problems are that PDF also is uploaded in Teachment tab. You can use it to complete your class. And next we start with the lesson, the force and pressure. So what is force? Force is a push or pull on an object is called force. Okay. And it has both direction as well as magnitude. So force is a vector quantity. And force is measured with the help of a spring balance. Okay. And the effects of force, it can change the speed of a motion. It can change the state of motion. It can change the configuration of motion, and it can change the size of the motion. And the new one is it can also rotate an object when you apply a force along the fixed axis. And we learn the types of motion: translatory motion and rotated motion. Translatory motion and rotated motion. So translatory motion means it is a type of motion in which the whole body or all the parts of the body move through the same distance in a given time. Such type of motion we call it as translatory motion. Again, this translatory motion can be classified into two types: rectilinear and curvilinear. In rectilinear motion, it moves in a straight path. In curvilinear motion, it moves in a curve. But in both the cases, you can see all the parts of the body move through the same distance in a given time. In rotated motion, the object moves in a circular path about a fixed axis without changing its position. Okay, so when we apply a force, even the object can rotate. That is what we learned in this chapter. So that rotation or the turning, we call it as turning effect of force. Turning effect of force. And another name for this turning effect of force is moment of force. Moment of force or torque. So we represent this torque or moment of force or turning effect of force by the Greek letter called tau, and the symbol is this. So what is this torque or moment of force or turning effect of force? It is the product of magnitude of force and perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. So this is the formula. Torque is equal to either force. So when an object rotates, even you can apply two forces, equal and opposite forces. We call them as coupled force. So in that case, you should consider any one of the force and perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. So from this expression, you can also see that torque depends on the magnitude of force and perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. So torque is directly proportional to force, which means as you increase the force, torque will also increase, or as you decrease the force, torque by increasing the perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation, the force required to turn the door or open or close the door is less. Okay, and when you apply force to the hinge or near the hinge, the torque will be almost equal to 0, because at that place the torque perpendicular distance will be almost equal to 0, so the torque will also decreases. And if you apply a force parallel to the parallel to the distance from the axis of rotation, then also torque will be equal to 0. You cannot able to turn because their perpendicular distance will be equal to 0. And the second one is steering wheel. So when you for the steering wheel, this will act as a radius. Okay, and if you draw a line which meets only at one point on the circumference of the circle, then we call that line as a tangent. Okay, and this tangent is always made 90 with the radius which is drawn from that point. And if you apply force along this direction, along the tangent, we call that as a tangential force. So for the steering wheel, the torque acting on the steering wheel will be maximum only when you apply force tangentially. Okay, because at any other direction or at any other position when you apply a force, the torque will be lesser than that. Suppose if you apply force like this, so perpendicular distance, in order to find the perpendicular distance, you can just extend this line and you can measure from the center perpendicular distance. So you can see compared to radius, this is less. Hence the torque will also decrease. In the same way, wherever you try, you will get the same. And steering wheel. And third one is bicycle pedal. So bicycle pedal, if you have seen, in order to move the chain, which will be connected to bicycle back wheel. Okay. So if you need to rotate this wheel, so for that you need to apply force here. But since it is short, you need to apply more force in order to rotate. So what they will do is they will provide a pedal which is longer than the radius of that wheel. So as you place the pedal, so perpendicular distance increases, and you can see two pedals will be there. So couple force acts here. So by applying a small force, we can able to rotate this chain so that the wheel also starts rotating. That is another example. That is bicycle pedal. And last one is wrench. So what happens? Suppose if you want to open and close the nut, right on the nut, you use wrench. So it will be placed around this. And if you have seen, the handle of this wrench as panel will be longer, so that you can able to, when you apply force at this place, so this distance will act as a perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. So as the perpendicular distance increases, you no need to apply more force. By applying a small force, we can able to tie it or loosen it. So that is, these are the examples for the turning effect of force. And we can also solve numericals based on this turning effect of force. We know that torque is equal to force into perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. So when force and perpendicular distance are given, we can find out the torque using this relationship. If torque and perpendicular distance are given, we can find the force by using this formula. Force is equal to torque by perpendicular distance. And if they give force and torque, we can able to find out the perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation, that is equal to torque by force. So using these three formulae, we can able to solve few numericals. So in textbook also few questions are there, you can solve it by yourself. Okay, so this is about moment of force or turning effect of force or torque. In next class, we will discuss about the next concept of this lesson. Thank you, children.